Hey guys, Robert here, and today we have a special guest, Jared.
Special guest. I feel so special.
I would say, well, would you be a special guest since you're pretty much a regular?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like special, and plus I don't come on here that much.
But to be fair, though, you are a special guest as far as because of our topic today, your crowdfunded book, Athena, the Goddess of Thunder.
Dope. And you have read it already. I gave it an advance copy, and what'd you think?
I enjoyed it for as a crowdfunded book. I really enjoyed it. Want to know what's going to happen next?
Yeah. Oh, trust me. I got again. I just want to start with that. 12 issues is the main series, so I got everything all planned out. I'm gonna Hickman the crap out of this.
As I said on the tweet for this, if you wear it wears the influence on its sleeve in the best way possible. Like, yes, you could tell who's what, but it's like that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that was like the like balancing act that Dawson, my artist, and I had to play, because it's like, okay, how do I do this so to that you know exactly what I'm referencing, but it's not a ripoff, because some books do that where it's like, okay, it's just a ripoff.
Exactly. Yeah. No. I definitely can look at it and say, not a ripoff. Very well handled. Now, I just realized I should have gone on the Chrome, not here, because I can't show the audio.
I can pull it up.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it'll share the audio, though.
It should on Chrome.
I'm not on Chrome, though. I'm on Firefox.
Maybe if I do it.
Maybe if you do. Let's see if that works.
We'll try it. We'll try it. All right.
If not, I'll switch over to Chrome. It just, don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, you have no idea how many times I had that issue. So I have it, so it should share my audio. So let's try this.
Yep, I see the audio. So let's. All right.
Yeah, just switch over. All right, let's try this.
Yep. There we go.
My home has been invaded, my people slaughtered, and I could not do anything to stop it. Not again. I will not lose another home, another family. I am Princess Lyra of the planet Centragon, Athena, the goddess of thunder, and this is my story.
Awesome. Awesome. Really like how that is looking so far. But yeah, so what's from what I've been working through with Athena, it's basically like correct me if I'm wrong, the best way to summarize it. It's like Superman coming as an adult and then taking on a different identity. Again, the Athena is her hero identity, correct?
Yeah, it's so what I wanted to do. This is kind of a combination of Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yes.
And that the Superman part is the leaving her planet because a cataclysm is about to happen. So you are correct on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I want to make that very clear. As Athena, because she's goddess of thunder, but Athena is just her hero name. That is, as you heard from the trailer, that is not her real name.
Yeah, her real name is Lyra. And that ending part is my homage to Diana when she goes, I am Diana of Mascara, daughter of Hippolyta, and stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Yep. And yeah, that's where a lot of this intro and this came from, was from the fact that you have not been happy with how Wonder Woman's been treated. So it's like, why not do my own take?
Yeah, exactly. I figure, hey, look, I can either sit in front of a camera all day and complain, even though I'm still going to sit in front of a camera and complain, or I could do my own thing, because, and let me be clear, while Tom King's Wonder Woman was a motivation, it wasn't the main thing. That was just a final straw that convinced me to buckle down and get this thing done.
Right. Now, as we're seeing clearly a Superman, Flash, and Iron Man or Batman
combination.
Yep. Who is this guy supposed to be off of?
That's kind of like my, think of him as a Berserker / Wolverine character.
Okay. Because I was curious when I was reading. I'm like, who's he representing?
Yeah. It's like I get. So I always wanted, because this is also combining one of my other great loves, and that's mythology. So I wanted to have
Mhm.
a representative from straight up Greek myth.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, when I went over it, it was just one was like, huh. But yeah, so obviously, you do not shed on any of the violence, obviously, which I
Nope.
appreciate.
Nope, it's straight up. But yeah, it's a violent ass book, and that was intentional because it's a war book.
Right, definitely. So yeah, we have Athena, God of Thunder, a princess from the planet Centrigar,
Yes.
and the last surviving empowered. Lyra flees the Earth to hide from the malevolent forces of Xerxes. Did I get that right?
Xerxes, yes.
Yeah, Xerxes.
Essentially named after the bad guy from 300.
Yep. And seeks refuge with the Pantheon, an alliance of superpower heroes, where she would use her magic of thunder and lightning to defend her new home. I realize there's also a bit of Thor, obviously.
A little bit, yeah, exactly. So basically what I wanted to do is combine, because this is not only my tribute to Wonder Woman, it's my tribute to comics in general, because as you know, I love this stuff.
Yep.
And I believe every comic book fan has that one story that they would love to write. Now, it could be a long series or it could be a single issue, but every comic book fan has one comic that they want to write.
You do not know with me.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had my own ongoing mythos, and I eventually had to condense it down to a more manageable one, and even that manageable one is really bloated.
Yeah, I know.
It's that struggle. Yeah,
it's that struggle to balance how much lore can I cram into this without making it overwhelming.
This is why I've come up with an opening 5-part arc that I can do first, and then to give a little teaser to everything, and then decide, do I go forward with it or not? Yeah, exactly. But I see we also have Atlas, a former soldier turned superhero. So explain, his backstory.
So, and I will do issues that go into each of these origins. But so my idea is so he essentially was like a Navy SEAL that was on an operation, and essentially he was always the one that seemed like he had the entire world on his shoulders, hence his code name.
Yep.
So what happened was he was in a cave and discovered this radiation. So I'm putting a little savage in there, a little Vandal Savage, and all of a sudden he woke up and he was floating above his bed. Oh,
yep.
That was that idea. And obviously his powers developed and he became the leader of the Pantheon.
So he's pretty much the Superman. Now, what differs him from Superman? Is he not as invulnerable or things like that?
Yes. That was one of the things. He has he has some of Superman's powers, as you saw from the book, but he's much more. But he's more vulnerable. He can scar, and then it's there's some things that happen in this book that test his invulnerability, but it's a part that differentiates him is that he's more willing if the need arises to take a life.
Gotcha. Salasa, that's the goddess of water, obviously Aquawoman or Mira.
Aquawoman / Mira, yes.
Yep. What now? So it escapes a life to save her from her homeworld. So we got plenty of aliens here. In other words,
there are a lot of aliens on this, and let's just say, her origin plays a vital role later in the series.
Oh, that's interesting. You piqued my curiosity there. That's for sure.
Yeah. And a cool thing about Thalassa is that her arm has that dragon tattoo and it glows whenever she uses her powers.
Nice.
So I kind of want to give a little bit more of that. And it's with her powers, she can create like swords, and think of her like Mira mixed with armor from the X-Men.
Right. I could definitely see that. Now, here's a big question. How much of this is going to be them dealing with threats that are already on Earth, and how much of it is going to be from Xerxes and everything?
Right now, for the main series, most of it is building towards Xerxes.
That's what I saw.
At least volume 1 deals with like Athena adjusting to life, because Athena started as like a sheltered princess on her home planet, and then obviously she's thrown into the middle of a war, and then when she shows up on Earth, she learns, okay, so I can use my powers to serve people, to protect people. This is what I should be doing.
Yep, and that was one thing I was like, as you're going through, and I'm really interested. Like, do you plan on going forward? Do you plan on, for example, having, because she's going from royalty to helping out people and everything? Is that going to be more about in her character growth and all that?
Yeah, exactly. She'll be willing to help, but there will be a certain part of the mindset that like maybe is a little bit like snooty, and that's the thing. Because I've had this brought up to me before. The reason why I named her Athena, because I know Athena in no way is associated with thunder and or lightning. But what that is, that's symbolizing that in volume 1, which is about 4 issues or so, she's going to gain that wisdom and knowledge of how to be a hero and how to be like a protector.
Right. So I think there's going to be like some point where she's going to be like, oh, I'm sure someone's going to go say, help out, or the guards will do it. And it's like, oh, wait, that's my job.
Well, I'll tell you that there's a line that I have in issue 2. I'll tell you this because it doesn't spoil it. So Atlas explains to her the cousin of a superhero, and she goes, and they don't pay you? And it's not like she's like very like, she's like greedy or anything like that. It's because the concept never really connected with her.
Are people doing it for,
just because, exactly.
By the way, Sobar, yep. So you did write in.
Yes, I did. I wrote this I wrote this issue, yes.
Yep, and the artwork looks really good.
100% done, by the way. You're not gonna have to wait 3 years for this book.
Nope, you already made sure it was all ready to go and everything. And again, really just interesting. I mean, Xerxes there, of course. Just
that cover went through so many iterations, and the covers are colored by Dan Kemp, who did a bunch of Spawn for Image.
Oh, yeah, it definitely shows professional coloring.
Yeah, exactly. And that was one of like the big gets, because he was a contact through Dawson. I definitely plan on doing more work with him in the future. Mm-hmm. But it looks so. And originally, this cover was just like Xerxes was just a shadow. There were some plants behind him. So Dawson came to me and he said, "Hey, listen, man, I want to tweak the cover a little bit with Dan." And I go, "Yep, do whatever you need to do." I get this back.
Mm-hmm.
I love exactly that. I love the galaxy and everything, and the way it's colored, it just pops.
And I'll be honest, kind of gives me a Starlin vibe when I see a Jim Starlin comic kind of vibe when you have cosmic stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, later on in the series, like from volume 2 and on, it goes full cosmic.
Oh, nice.
Is writing easier than I thought? Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're writing. Because with this, I dealt with writer's block a lot. But, but it was like, honestly, I went by so I Googled frantically, how do I get over writer's block? The number one piece of advice I got is just write. Just get it out there.
Power through it.
Just have it out, because my thing was like, is this good? But then it was like, no, just get it out. Once you get it out, then you can edit it and look at it. But just get the basic story on there.
Yep, and I definitely see here, of course, for the different reward, you have obviously the digital covers. Nice variant cover, by the way.
Yeah, I wanted to have one of her in her armor and using her powers.
Yep. You have then the digital combo, a nice value. Then there's the physicals, which, again, I wish I could afford any of it.
So it's all good. Don't worry about it. I'll reserve a copy for you, dude.
I appreciate it. And then now this one, the original art pantheon.
So basically what that is, that you get everything in the previous tiers, but you will also receive the original art for one of the pages in the book.
Hence 24 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of the idea for like the big collectors, and that's actually pretty popular from what I saw.
Yep. So how are you going to determine who gets which page?
I have to talk to Dawson about that. We may just like send people a survey and like ask them what page they want, and then we'll just go off of that. But I'll ask Dawson about that. Yeah, I'll ask Dawson about that. And we can figure that out. That page is actually a good story behind that. So
really?
I wanted. So that's when, as you know, because you read the book, that's when like her powers first like really manifest.
Yep.
So what I wanted to do is show, because a lot of Athena's like power moments are motivated by like her remembering something from her past. I just told Dawson, okay, she's good. Her thunder powers are manifesting, and behind her with the lightning, I want to see a mosaic of the past events.
Oh, this is so good.
And then he throws that at me, and I'm like, oh, wow, you nailed it.
It's perfectly like a professional book again when you see moments like that.
Yeah, there was never a moment writing this where I had to tell Dawson, can you redo this? Or I had to edit. Everything he sent me was exactly to a T what I wanted and more.
And more. That's the important part. Again, yeah, this looks so good from what I saw.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many other details that like Dawson added in there that I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, again, like I said, this really gives I'll say it's very indie, and I mean that in the best way.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted to feel unique, but also like homage. Exactly,
because that's why I said when I went over it, it definitely, like I said, it gave you that, because you know what I mean by that, right? Like there are certain books that have like the professional vibe and the indie vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
This one felt like one of the very better indie vibes going over it.
Exactly.
And again, like I said, the covers really give that. Like
I love that cover. And then Dawson also added a papyrus look in the back, because that's supposed to, again, it's bringing in a little bit of Greek myth into there.
Right. And I love the crown too.
Yeah, exactly. So Xerxes is actually pretty powerful. When we see him in issue 1, he has never lost a battle.
I bet. Boy, that kind of reminds me of my own villain.
Yeah.
I don't worry. I'm not going to go into details because I know that'll be a case of my villain will be your villain. No, I don't want to do that.
We all know mine would win. I'm only kidding.
Yeah, you don't know my villain, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put it this way. My villain could tussle with Marvel's sword at full power.
We'll see. That is the sight I would love to see.
I didn't say he would win, but he could tussle with him.
A tussle works.
And could tussle with Superman going all out, of course.
All right.
Tell me this. My villain, you want to know its three inspirations?
Go.
Thanos, Darkseid, and Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Excellent choices.
So with all those three combined, you get where I'm going.
Excellent choices. I like that.
What would you say the inspiration for Xerxes was?
Well, obviously Darkseid is one of them.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick my other motivations in terms of intelligence, Slade Wilson.
Oh, nice.
Because he hasn't lost a battle. And it's like, if you notice, as opposed to some other supervillains, he fights on the battlefield with his soldiers.
I prefer villains who do that. Hey, mine does that too.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Once I get started, I can't help it.
And then the last one that I would have to pick as what was like a prime motivation is, in some ways, based on his origin, which I get into much later in the series, Sinestro.
Oh, and he kind of gives us Sinestro vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
He gives more of an Abin Sur vibe look-wise. But,
a little bit, a little bit.
Yeah, and now, what about your Flash? I forgot his name because
Hermes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
What is? Does you go that deep into his backstory, or?
Well, it's all also on the back of the trading cards, because all the trading cards have like their stats, but really it's like it's very similar. It's like, wait, what did I put on the back of my card for Hermes? Essentially, it's like, so fun story about that one. It's like when I was writing that, when Dawson and I were going through that, one of the things that we really wanted to do when we were designing the characters is, okay, it's so as I said, how do we make it so it's not like a copy? So what we decided to do, hey, let's make the Speedster the mostly blue one. So it's because we've seen the Flash, and then Dawson also added the little armor points, like the shoulder pads and stuff. And yeah, a lot of it was we wanted these characters to also look more armored. Obviously, some of them have like spandex and stuff, but a good portion of them don't, because it's also like, because they're here's another chief distance, and you'll see this in issue 2. The way that I approach it kind of like they're a military unit, in the way they move and they communicate.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, and they even like played with that in the Justice League like books occasionally. So it's more like they're like a tight unit that, like, again, is willing to take a life. But let me put it to you this way: that's not their first option, obviously.
Well, obviously, yes.
But it's like it really just depends on like what they on like obviously the person they're fighting. So in terms of Hermes' origin, hang on, I'm trying to see where's the back of this card.
Right.
Again, on the front and back, and what's kind of funny about it is like what they're based on is that if you remember those Marvel trading cards that had the arbitrary like stats on the back just for fun, that's what we went for essentially.
Right. Now, here's the big question I have to ask. We all know where you stand on Super Wonder. You probably know where I'm going with this question, right?
Yeah.
You planning anything with Athena and Atlas?
Yeah.
Thought so.
Yeah, exactly. And the other interesting thing is a good portion of our covers are like homages to DC Comics covers. Right. Like 2 of them do that. One of them is an homage to one of the Superman Wonder Woman covers for obvious reasons.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like I was like, okay, I really want to like because again, it's like the book is okay. So here is the thing for Hermes. Hermes always loves speed, the feeling of the wind gliding against his suit as he hits Mach 3. As the second in command of the Pantheon, he has seen a lot of battles and is fiercely loyal to his teammates, especially Thalassa. As the team scout, he has his speed he uses his speed to learn the layout of an entire planet, having jogged the equator for exercise. But it's like his power is that he and Atlas were also in the same unit. That's why they're like so close, and he's the number 2.
Right.
And then Achilles, well, he may or may not be the actual Achilles. So the idea that I had for his origin was that, so because of his role in the Trojan War, the gods cursed him with immortality and say, once you make up for all the blood you have spilled, you may die.
Nice.
So he has just traveled the world. Oh yeah, my heroes have been active for like a millennia.
All of them, or
no? I mean, like, okay,
some of them.
Obviously with Atlas, but like superhumans have been a part of Earth's history for like a millennia. Like the Greek gods were the original like protectors of Earth. Nice. And then Hephaestus was in an accident, so he's forced to stay in the suit.
Now here's a question. Well, did the actual Athena ever show up?
No.
Nope, not doing that. All right. I'm just wondering if that was ever tempting.
It was tempting, but it's because it's like, that's like the obvious thing to do. So I'm like, do I do that? I mean, maybe, but it's like, that's one idea I'll have to like put in the back burner of something.
No worries. That's why I was just curious on, because it does sound tempting.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
Or at least have her have a vision, or have her see the actual Athena and be like,
maybe in dreams or something like that.
Yeah. Again, I mean, because obviously there's room to expand, and everything. Because trust me, that's one thing I've learned. You could have everything plotted out, and then you end up still thinking like, oh, I'll do this. Oh, I'll do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so obviously I'm not going to spoil the first issue, obviously, but yeah, you had a very good fight in the first issue. A big betrayal.
Yep.
Again, I won't say much about that, but How much will that betrayal play off going forward?
In volume 1, it plays a big part.
Sucks though, because yeah,
and then it culminates at the end of volume 1.
Gotcha. Because yeah, again, that particular betrayal, I'm just like, ooh, that's fresh.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of this series builds in that like this series is also like a political series, and what I mean by that,
oh no.
Let me clarify before CG starts attacking me. What I mean is it's a book that deals with like royal politics in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Just a sec. But yeah, that's good to hear. That's good to hear because, yeah, just again going over it all like that without showing it off. I'm looking at it right now on my other monitor right now, just to get a. Yeah, again, I am just so. Trust me, if I really could, I'd be backing every single issue. And you did a good price point, by the way.
Yeah, I figured with that one. And here's the part that I should bring up is that that price does not reflect also the shipping, because that's going to be added at the end of the campaign.
Which some books do that.
Some books do that, yeah. So it's like, okay, I'll just go with that. That was the easiest, and Kickstarter allows me to do that. The only stressful part about Kickstarter is that it's the all or nothing thing. So it's like, at the very least, I have to get this book funded.
It's the comic market at an all-time low, and how risky is it getting into it, especially with zero marketing budget? Like, how many copies need to sell to not be in trouble? Well, it's not a matter of being in trouble in this case, per se.
Yeah, and it's like in terms of marketing, like, put it this way, this is my marketing.
Exactly. That's why I brought him on.
Here's the thing, and this is what I always tell people that are thinking of getting into comics. Start a YouTube channel and build a following first, because then if people see, oh, I wrote a comic, like there are plenty of people that backed Athena or supported Athena.
Keep talking, brother. I got a phone call. Keep talking.
Yeah. There are so many people that backed Athena because it was me behind it. So it's like, that's what I always tell people. Develop your brand first, because once you develop your brand, guess what that leads to? People will 100% support you. And that's essentially the number one piece of advice. Because I've had people that have fully developed their YouTube channels, and then they see an increase in profits. Because again, what you want is name recognition, particularly since like I don't have the same name, a same recognizable name as like a Dan Slott or a Jonathan Hickman. So I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage compared to them. So it's like I need to use like all of the tools available to me, like my YouTube contacts with Robert and like my own channel and such. So you eventually like it really shows you how important essentially brand management is when it comes to like creating your own indie project and such. But yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, you can go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I would love to answer them for you. Somar, anyone else, whatever you guys would like to see. But yeah, so yeah, it's you see, here's the thing. It all depends on like what you are willing to put into it, because yeah, anyone can sorry about
that.
Yeah, anyone can essentially do this. But Robert, I'm surprised you missed one little reference I hit in there.
What was that?
Lyra's name.
Oh wait. Wait. What? Okay, just tell me.
Remember Lyra from the Green Lanterns?
Ah!
Yep. Oh, and a few of those themes follow through into this. Yeah, that's why I got the idea to use that name, and then I was like,
they spelled it differently, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because her name was Lyra Omoto.
Yeah, trust me, her name is not Omoto. It's
I know that.
but yeah, so there's a good portion. But I was just telling Somar that's like, look, it's like if you have it's like a lot of this just falls down to brand management. That's what it is.
Here's a question. If Light was to get a lantern, what color would it be as it stands right now?
That's a good question.
I'm assuming red currently.
Not like, I would say rage, but I would say rage because it's like, as you can see, as you saw from like that page and later on in the book, her power is significantly activated through like her anger. Yeah, right there.
Yep. I was thinking after everything that she went through, she'd be very susceptible to a red lantern ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, my camera turned off.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, there you go. This is your fate.
That is your fate.
Yeah, exactly. So there's like a lot of really cool stuff I think
eventually, though, she'd probably get the sapphire later, right?
Eventually, yes, exactly.
But as it stands, it's definitely either red or yellow, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, not yellow, because yellow it has to be you instill fear in people.
Okay, good point.
I would say maybe red and green.
Red and green, yep. That's a good point. Sorry, I gotta show off the rings every time.
Of course you do. So Somar wants to know if I have plans. Yes, I have plans for 12 issues. And it's like, I mean, obviously, if anyone comes to knocking and wants to turn this into an animated series, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Now, here's something I do. I plan things out, even with my own ideas. I try and think about different variations. Like, how would I do it as an animated version, for example?
Yeah,
how
exactly.
Would I, because you might have to cut some stuff or trim some stuff or combine stuff. So that's what I'm always thinking about. Like, how would I do this if this went animated? Oh, it goes this way as opposed to that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you have any voice actors? Like when you're hearing this, do you ever think of a voice actor in mind when you're writing it?
Atlas is Henry Cavill, obviously. Honestly, for Athena, I'm gonna have to go with a Femshep.
Oh, Jennifer Hale.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Jennifer Hale for that one. For
nice.
The Lisa, it's a Laura Bailey.
Yep. Well, to be honest, you know what I was picturing when I was reading through this?
Woo.
Blonde Blazer's voice.
There you go. That actually works really well. I like that.
I was actually picturing blonde because it's that use. It's that usefulness of her.
Yeah, and you know what's kind of funny? It's like it's like looking back at the book, I see a lot of Blonde Blazer in her even before the game even came out. So
yeah. Hey. But yeah, I could see Erin Yvette, I believe is how you say her name, as Athena.
Yeah, for Achilles, any of the Wolverine actors work.
Steve Bloom,
yeah.
I mean, maybe Cal Dodd.
Yeah, in terms of Hermes, I don't want to go with like Rosenbaum or anyone obvious like that.
Right.
Tim Daly.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, I could have gone with him for Atlas, but I'm like, nah, I'm not going to go anything stereotypical.
Now, what about Festus?
I'm going to have to go with not the dude who did Iron Man and EMH. I'm not going to go with that.
No.
Obviously, I can't do Kevin Conroy.
I was going to say Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker works. I like Troy Baker. That definitely works.
Yeah, that would definitely work because he's done different voices.
Oh, yeah, and the vocal range on that man is nothing short of amazing.
And can I tell you who I was picturing reading Xerxes? Now, tell me what you had in mind, but I'm just saying what I thought. Keith David.
That's actually not a bad... I was thinking more Ironsides.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Ironsides or maybe Ray Porter, and he voiced Darkseid.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely was. But Keith David's a wild card. I didn't think about that. I was do that.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that myself. It was just like, just imagine that kind of, especially when you brought the Sinestro type of thing, that kind of voice, you can kind of get there. You don't want, obviously you want pure evil, but if you're going for Sinestro, there got to be a little bit where you can believe he was sympathetic at one time.
Yeah, well, you could also do. You could also have, if I could pick an actual like live action actor do the voice, Mark Strong.
Oh, Mark Strong. Perfect.
The best Sinestro of all time, bro.
How very human.
Yeah, swords. How very human.
And then, of course, he was also Savannah.
Yep, exactly.
He was the head of the mafia in Kick-Ass.
Yeah, I loved him in Kick-Ass. That was
the fact they made him a much better character than the comic version.
Yeah, exactly. But the greatest thing that Green Lantern movie ever gave is him as Sinestro.
Too bad we're never gonna get it again.
I know. If only Gunn could cast him as Sinestro. That's the one casting I would want to carry over.
I know, right? I still remember people are like, "So, Reynolds, you coming back?" F off.
yeah, exactly.
It's like, hell no. Even though, from what I understand, he doesn't hate it as much as he used to.
I don't hate that movie at all. I really don't.
Me neither. I don't hate it at all, but it's flawed.
It's very flawed, but it's nowhere near as bad as people try and like.
It's not Birds of Prey.
No.
The fact that some people play.
Yeah. I rewatch the Green Lantern movie all the time because I enjoy it.
I'll say this. I still put it above Love and Thunder. Not Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
No. The second Thor movie.
Dark World?
Dark World.
Even though I also enjoy Dark World.
Yeah, but Dark World's just boring.
I can see that. I could definitely see that.
So yeah, like what else do you want to go on about with your book?
Yeah, it's like, and a few other things. It's like with the armor itself, and that's a good like look of it. And what I wanted to do is that there is room where the armor is going to evolve as the series goes on, because I want you to able to like visually also see like her evolution as a character in addition to just reading the words and such.
Right. Actually, here's a question: how do you balance out the fan service with the heroicness? Because I'm sure that probably comes up like with other heroes and hero books. Like when you're trying to come up with it, some people want to try and get that right balance of the fan service. Like obviously what you have here is really good, but is there like any lines you won't cross for fan service or anything like that?
Like most of the time, I won't like have her like say great Hera or anything like that.
Right.
No.
I mean sex appeal fan service.
Well, obviously, I had Dawson draw her attractive and stuff.
Well, yeah.
It's like, let me put it this way. Yes, there will be sex appeal. It's not gratuitous.
That's what I was asking. So
and no, she's not going to have massive boobs like she's in Witchblade.
No. Again, that's why I was asking. Is there's some people who that's what they look for. Unfortunately.
You and I have encountered those people before, Robert.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring that up here. Like, anyone expecting that? What you're seeing is what you're getting.
Yeah, and again, it's not like I had Dawson create ugly characters.
No, or flat chested. Clearly not flat chested.
Clearly not flat chested. No.
No, that would be crazy if you were going that far.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this today. It's like there were a few different things that really inspired the overall story when I was writing this. And number one is like the Perez run of Wonder Woman, obviously.
Obviously.
That one got like the fish out of water and her learning how to be a hero. That's really what I took from that. And then Jimenez and Rucka, I took inspiration for like the gods battling, because I want this to feel like, when you read any of the action scenes, particularly later in the book, because trust me, they get dope as hell. I wanted it to feel like you're watching like Clash of the Titans or like something of that value.
Nice.
And trust me, I do some things where when you think it's just gonna be a straight up boring superhero fight, because it is possible you could get that. Oh, trust me. I turn it up to 11. Now, that's the other thing. Speaking of gratuitous fan service, is like, yes, it's violent, it's bloody, but I'm never going to go like ridiculously blood-soaked, like Predator drinking.
Yeah, like the bear ripping the bear apart.
Yeah, I'm never going to do that because it's like it doesn't. If I have something like that, it has to serve a narrative purpose. Because
exactly.
Like too often do I see comics that do that just for the hell of doing it.
It's Cyberpunk.
Yeah, you or Tom King's Wonder Woman. You'll never see me do anything for just because. Now there will be actually. Let me clarify that. Occasionally there will be like dope action scenes just for the purpose of it being cool.
Oh yeah,
or like cool moments.
fine.
It's a comic book, but
Yeah.
It's not everything there is going to serve a narrative purpose in some way. That was very important that I do that, and that was a thing that I had to learn, adjustment that I had to go through anyway, because it was like, look, obviously as a comic book fan, I want to put all these dope things in there. I want to see like gods punching each other. I want to see lightning going everywhere. But I also wanted to make sure, yes, it could look all that cooler, but also I don't want to overwork poor Dawson.
Yep. On. And get you more plans and ideas for future comics. Yep. Oh no, you already said that earlier. My bad.
Yeah, it's all good.
But now what was the difficulty trying to figure out like which point, like where to tell what point when?
In terms of the whole series?
Yeah, knowing like I want this here. I don't want to reveal this until this point, because I know that for me that can get really hard.
Yeah, it really was. It's because here's the thing. I approached this. Luckily, I have the first trade completely written, so that's the other thing. So
that's good.
Yeah, it was the idea was I wanted it to be like, okay, so I want to get the first trade done, because also originally this was going to be a trade, like just a trade. But then I figured, okay, why don't I just go with it as floppies, but then I can later collect into a trade. So luckily that experience actually served me pretty well, because I already had essentially what I want by issue 3 or 4. I know where she has to end up, and in many ways, I kind of wrote in reverse. My idea was, okay, let me write the end. Let me finalize what the ending of volume 1 is going to look like. Right. That way, when I'm starting at the very beginning, I know the steps I have to take in order for her to end up where she needs to be at the end of volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
believe me, I've done that too.
That's an experiment that, like, if you guys are facing any writer's block, I would do that, because once you know where everything is building to, you all of a sudden know, okay, I have to introduce this here, this here, this here, this here. Okay, now I just have to put in connective tissue.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's been fun, honestly, creating an entire world of superheroes, and I really hope you guys like it.
Yep, I gotta tell you, you're off to a great start so far.
Thank you.
You were very much off to a great start. It really got me interested, and I can't wait to see what goes further with Athena.
Yeah, all we gotta do is get this baby funded, then it's full steam ahead.
Exactly. And now, what's your plans for if this doesn't get funded? You plan on just doing another
relaunch with a smaller goal.
Yeah, because I think that's why everyone does it these days.
Yeah, relaunch with a smaller goal, and then probably like $1,000 anyway, and just go off of that.
All right. So
yeah. Eventually, this book will be in your guys' hands. I want to be clear on that.
Definitely.
And that's also why I made sure I told Dawson we're finishing this book before I even open Kickstarter.
Because, oh Lord, I am so tired of some of those books. Hamburger.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for 3 years on a book.
Hey, I had to wait
4 years now.
I have 4, almost 5 years on some of the books.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Eventually, that gets a little unacceptable.
Yep, for the Anybody's Scott Lobdell's book.
Yeah, but it's like I understand starting when you're like 75%, like 85% done and stuff, so you could do that while the campaign is going. But if you're starting at like 10 to 25%, that's a problem.
Let me put it this way: when you're so delayed that your artist releases the book, the artwork for everyone, just so they can have something, there's something wrong.
Exactly.
Because that's what Brett Booth did for the Anybody's.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this one, Jared.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone else.
I'm sure your audience will see me again.
Yeah. Oh, duh. They just saw you yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So yeah, check the link down in the description. I made sure it was down there to back the book. Again, just a nice reminder. It's not that much. Oh, let me get back up there. Yep, not that much. You got $5 for either digital. We got $10 for the physicals. That is again really good price.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, enjoy it, guys. Back this book, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
See you.